The file you are about to hear has been thoroughly scrutinized by the Ethics Committee and approved by the O5 Council for release to trusted associates of the Foundation. This is SCP Unredacted. Item number SCP-7009. Object class Euclid. Not applicable. Special containment procedures. I.O. Minerva is to monitor internet and news media for keywords relating to newly discovered SCP-7009 instances, which are to be concealed or discredited as necessary. Update. Following the dissolution of the Veil, containment of the anomaly has ceased. Research will continue in collaboration with the Beijing Institute of Anomalous Science. Description. SCP-7009 is a universal probabilistic phenomenon associated with ancient Rome. The following is a list of SCP-7009 instances and their descriptions. SCP-7009-4. The collective designation for 31 individual incidents wherein a random text generator fully produced the ANID. Scans indicate that no thaumaturgic or ontokinetic activity was involved. SCP-7009-18. A 3:2 scale replica of the Roman theater of Duga that was discovered on Mars. It appears to have naturally formed from the surrounding rock through erosion. No thaumaturgic or ontokinetic activity was detected. SCP-7009-95. A meteorite in the shape of the Velletri sarcophagus that was discovered on the surface of Pluto. Analysis suggests that its collision with the surface of the dwarf planet damaged it in such a way as to result in its current shape. No thaumaturgic or ontokinetic activity was detected. SCP-7009-146. The Lingua Fama. Despite the Famit's vastly different mode of communication, the Lingua Fama's written form is functionally indistinguishable from Classical Latin. SCP-7009-264. A 4.3 kilometer by 0.9 kilometer Roman victory column on the planet TRAPPIST-1e. It appears to have previously been a mountain that underwent extreme seismic activity. SCP-7009-338. Omicron Ceti. Its irregular shifts in brightness are, when viewed across multiple centuries, able to be read as Morse code, translating to Veni, Vidi, Vici. SCP-7009-509. The alien civilization that formerly existed on the planet Kepler-753b, which was founded by a species of animate coral. Its culture and much of its known history is nearly identical to that of ancient Rome. Kepler-753b underwent an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario approximately 1.2 billion years ago when its largest supervolcano erupted. Evidence of life on Kepler-753b only exists due to the thick layer of volcanic ash that has since coated 83.1% of the planet's surface. The anomaly appears to be a form of convergent probability, in the way that convergent evolution is the developmental phenomenon of unrelated species reaching analogous results. Convergent probability is the causal phenomenon of unlike causes having the same effects.
Ever since I was a child, I've been obsessed with trying to make sense of the universe. Having entered my adolescence shortly after the veil was dropped, I grew up entrenched in the ensuing cultural craze over anomalies. It was inevitable in hindsight. To be an 11-year-old girl and learn that magic was real? It captured my every waking moment. How could it not? To my young mind, it was at once captivating and terrifying to peer behind the Foundation's shroud, to discover that the world was so full of things that couldn't be explained or even described. It was a waking dream and an inescapable nightmare. I couldn't tear myself away. The more I learned, the more I understood how little I would ever know. When I started my tenure at the Beijing Institute of Anomalous Science, I began to find some relief from this existential horror and chaos theory. The world is unpredictable and unfathomably strange, yes, but it all still operates on a complex system of fundamental laws. Consider the second law of thermodynamics. Despite everything, one can at least trust that the universe will always progress towards a state of lower energy. Entropy provides a sort of bleak comfort in its absolute certainty. These philosophical concerns weren't far from my mind when I began studying SCP-7009. Once again, I faced a universe that made no sense. This anomaly shouldn't be possible without some degree of reality alteration. But wherever we found it, Hume levels remained stable. No trace of thaumaturgic or ontokinetic activity was ever found. This anomaly is merely the child of random chance. But random doesn't really exist. Chaos is the result of immeasurably complex laws. And so, as I stare into this abyss of utter improbability, I find myself revising my old mantra. The universe will always progress towards a state of lower energy. Roads will always lead to Rome.
Thank you for listening. If you like what you hear, join my Discord community, hire me on Fiverr, or help support me by becoming a patron for as little as $3 a month. Regardless of tier, all patrons get early access to every single episode. The links are in the description. I don't have the talent it takes to write a skip. All I do is read. Original authors make this podcast possible, so credit to the original author. Their link's in the description. Show them some love as well. Consider becoming a member of the SCP Wiki. Upvote their work, and maybe write a skip of your own. Maybe I'll read it here someday. You never know if you never try. The content of this podcast and content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0, and all concepts originate from scpwiki.com and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is hereby also released under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0.